ॐ विश्वं दर्पणदृश्यमाननगरी तुल्यन्निजान्तर्गतं पश्यन्नात्मनि मायया बहिरिवोद्भूतं यथा निद्रया यस्साक्षात् कुरुते प्रबोधसमये स्वात्मानमेवाद्वयं तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये बीजस्यान्तरिवाङ्कुरो जगदिदं प्राङ्निर्विकल्पं पुनः मायाकल्पितदेशकालकलना वैचित्रचित्रीकृतं मायावीव विजृम्भयत्यभिमः योगी वयस्वेच्छया तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ Verse 26 स्वानुभूतिरसावेशाद् दृश्यशब्दानुपेक्षितुः निर्विकल्पः समाधिः स्यात् निवातस्थितदीपवत्। So दृश्य शब्दानु अपेक्षी or दृश्य शब्दानुपेक्षतु either. So that is a reading. Anyway, so in these verses, beginning from 22nd verse, the author is dealing with this topic of nididhyasanam in the form of a samadhi abhyasana. And so he introduces 6 types of a samadhi, 3 internal, 3 external. In the 3 internal, 2 savikalpa, 1 nirvikalpa. 3 external also, 2 savikalpa, 1 nirvikalpa. So having introduced the 6 samadhis, then author started explaining from verse 24. First he described antara, drisya, anuvidya, savikalpa samadhi in verse 24. Then in verse 25, antara, shabda, anuvidya, savikalpa samadhi. So we know that now. Antara, internal. Drsya. Drsya means what? Thought. Antara, what is drishyam inside? Thought. Mind. Thought. So, anuvidya, associated. Savikalpak samadhi. So this samadhi is well with a prop of a thought. Focus on thought, from thought goes to the sakshi. That's what it is. So this is what it is. And then Shabda Anuvidya. Once you come to Sakshi, then various features of the Sakshi described by various words in Shastra. Shabda Anuvidya. So this is how. And then, well, definitely Nirvikalpaka will automatically happen. We will be discussing. And so in this now verse 24 and 25 we have already seen. So both Savikalpaka Samadhi, internal Savikalpaka Samadhi in form of Drashya Anuvidya associated with the thought, and Shabda Anuvidya associated with the various features of that Sakshi, consciousness, witness consciousness, and features are described in words. So words related. Anyway, in this verse 26 now, Antara Nirvikalpaka Samadhi is described. So since meditation is connected with the internal condition of the mind, in the first stage, well, the meditator, these are steps actually, really speaking, even though we say 6, but here 3 are internal meditation, basically are, they are in steps. First you should just take, when internal meditation means what? Well, internal, there is something going on. There is something which is all the time experienced. There is something which is all the time lighted, illumined. Okay, so take that help. of that what is lighted, what is experienced inside, that is thought. And then who is the illuminator? Oh, I the witness is the illuminator. I the witness consciousness is the illuminator. So this is a first step. And now so you have come to witness consciousness in the first step. Now witness consciousness has been said as asangaha, etc. So many words, purnaha. So well, now keeping focus on witness consciousness, now various meditations, various features of witness consciousness have been meditated. Second step. And if that continues for some time, results into nirvikalpa. We'll be seeing what is that. So word drishyam refers to the thoughts in the first stage, because thoughts are objects of experience. Drishyam here means what is seen, but here it is what is experienced. Not seen means we not with this. If it is something is seen with the eyes, it is not antara. Naturally, it is external. So here antara drishya means definitely thoughts, what is experienced. So thoughts are illumined by the consciousness principle, which is called drik, the chaitanyam, and thereafter he appreciates the fact that every thought is experienced because of chaitanyam. Exactly. If you feel some difficulty in understanding this and meditating upon, take again example of light. As the light pervades my body, so I become drishyam by the light. Light is illuminated, I am illuminated. Same way, the entire thought is basically experienced by you with the nuances. Yeah. Even they thought of anger, but in that also it is, there is an intensity, there is a less intensity, this, etc., etc. So as whole thought is illumined, therefore it must be, if my whole body is illumined by the light, means the light has totally pervaded my body. Same with the whole thought is experienced by you, means the consciousness has pervaded entire thought. That's how we have to. So this meditator appreciates the fact that every thought is experienced because of the consciousness spread over the thought. Just as every object is experienced outside because the light spreads over the object. So you have to take help in case if you feel little difficulty. Anyway, and then thought by itself is not experienceable because the thought is inert by itself. Somebody may say thought is experienced by itself. Bauddhas, that's how thought is Atma for them. Kshanikam. Atma is Kshanikam. Because thought is conscious. And therefore, thought is experienced by itself. Because thought is itself a conscious entity. What is conscious is self-revealing, self-illumining. And therefore it is experienced by itself. No, sir. This is Vedanta. And therefore, thought is inert. How thought is inert? Because it pertains to mind. How mind is inert? Well, mind is made up of subtle element. So in case, I don't think you will have that difficulty, but in case if you find difficulty, then do this way. And then this inert vritti basically is appearing sentient also and experienceable because of the consciousness. Sakshi, witness consciousness. So the consciousness is not physically separable from the thought. Attention should be shifted from the thought part to the consciousness part. Like here also. Like right now, you appreciate the light as an illuminator, my body is illumined. But you cannot separate physically light from my body. No. Your focus should go from my body to the light. That's it. Same way here also, my focus should go to the consciousness. So, and that thereby you will understand that this consciousness, is understood as an independent entity, naturally. So it is called Sakshi Chaitanya. It's independent, like light is independent. Light is not dependent upon the body. So if I go away, the light will automatically, that is there, but anyway, here light also by sensor it goes away. But my point is, so far as the illumined object is there, so what is illumined, illuminator is not dependent upon illumined, that we can understand. So basically, that an example there may be a little limitation, but here consciousness is an independent entity. It's called Sakshi Chaitanyam. So when I take a thought and appreciate the consciousness as Sakshi Chaitanyam, then I am in the first samadhi, Drsya Anuvid, associated with the thought connected consciousness meditation, witness consciousness meditation. So, illuminator of the thought. And then so this shifting of attention is this samadhi number 1. Then after focusing on Sakshi, the second samadhi, Shabdanuvidya, is dwelling on the nature of the Sakshi. The features or characteristics of the Sakshi Chaitanyam, such as Sangam, Satchidananda, etc., so many are there, we know, Shuddham, etc., are focused upon. Aprameyam, yeah, that is also. All you can choose the words from verse number 12 to 25 of Bhagavad Gita in chapter 2. You can choose Sthanu, Kutasaha, Nityaha, Aprameya, Achalaha, etc., etc. So many are there. Free from birth and death, Ajo Nitya Shashvata. So anyway, the features or characteristic of the Sakshi Chaitanyam, well, you can choose. So again, now, you know now you are a witness consciousness, but well, more features of witness consciousness I have been focused upon. That's a second step. And it is very important to not objectify this Sakshi, but to say the illuminating consciousness is I am. First you go to thought. From thought to the I am the illuminator. Well, and so I the witness consciousness. And then further features. So then only it becomes a aparoksha, right? Otherwise, well, Sakshi illumines and you are trying to objectify the Sakshi. Then this is not a Nididhyasanam. So Sakshi should be replaced immediately by Aham. In the very first step itself, I am the illuminator of the thoughts. Thoughts arrive and depart. I do not. Thoughts are divided. I am not. We have seen all these things. Thoughts are confined to the mind. I am not confined to the mind alone. I am the Sakshi behind all the minds. As Bhagavan said in Bhagavad Gita that may you know me as the knower in all this, all the bodies. Kshetrajnam chapi mam vidhi sarva kshetreshu, Bhagavan said. In all the bodies, I am the very Sakshi, not the knower. Please understand. Knower is ahankara. You know, as you bring a knower, there is a mind. People ask this question, I have answered already to you before. Swamiji, if I am the knower in of all the minds, then definitely what is going on in someone's mind I should know. But I don't know, and therefore I am not the knower in all the minds. You are knower pertaining to one particular mind, because knower means ahankara, pramata. So then whatever occurs in that mind as a idam vritti, this is aham vritti, that only you will know. But you are very witness of all the minds. You are witness of all the knowers. In you all the knowers sustain, all the known sustain, all the knowledge sustain. You are the Sakshi, which is distinct from Pramata, Pramanam, Prameyam. Because this question, one person was very serious. He said, Swamiji, I don't trust this Upanishad. There you have said you are the knower of all the minds. Ultimately, I said no. And if you want to say I am the knower of the mind, mind is known, fine. But understand that you are witness consciousness. Knower means if you take again as just a ahankara, like right now I am a knower of all of you, like that, well, if you want to take it, no, that's not correct. Aham vritti, idam vritti, both arise in the mind only. So if you take yourself as a knower, you are witness of all the knowers, ahankara, witness of the ahankara itself. So one should understand, ultimately conscious mind has this pravritti. Dravyamsha, vrityamsha, we have discussed today, somehow it comes to my mind. Dravyamsha, vrityamsha. Dravyamsha remains inside, called ahankara. Vrityamsha goes out, associate, dissociate, contract, expand. Sun, well, like a sun, dravyamsha. Its rays are called vrityamsha. That's a vrityamsha which goes to the world and illumines the world. So, well, sun illumines the world, but so basically sun as a dravyamsha remains there. Like a torch. I have given that example also. Torch is in your hand. That is a dravyamsha. So one beam goes out and illumines the object. Every illuminator has this two amsha. Here, in terms of mind, we are saying. So, vrityamsha, dravyamsha. Dravyamsha remains inside. Swamiji, his mind has gone to India. What are you talking? Mind means Sukshma Sharira. If Sukshma Sharira goes out of this mind, then how he is alive now? So you should understand very well. His mind means that Vritti Amsha has gone. That is how we have a prakriya called Vritti Vyapti and Phala Vyapti. That's epistemology in Vedanta. Every philosophy has its own way of making you understand how knowledge arises. So we have this prakriya. Vritti Vyapti, pervaded by the Vritti Amsha of the mind. And then Chidavasa being there, definitely. If the whole mind has become conscious, Dravyamsha itself has become conscious because of the manifestation of consciousness, then definitely the thought will have a consciousness, reflected consciousness. And so that will illumine the object. So Vritti pervades the object, and the Chidavasa which is there in the Vritti illumines the object. That's how we call, now this is called Jnanam, Vritti Jnanam, cognitions. These are the cognitions, perceptions, cognitions. So this is how knowledge takes place. Anyway, so basically, Sakshi, I am a Sakshi, witness consciousness, witnessing, basically, that's how we, instead of Brahman, we are using this Sakshi. You are Sakshi of this Antakarana. But ultimately, that is Brahman. You should understand the consciousness has no dimension. The witness consciousness has a dimension. Somebody says, okay, what is the dimension? Oh, it is circle. So it is not Sakshi. It is an object of a Sakshi, okay? Now, if you say Sakshi has a particular shape, it is no more a Sakshi. It is an object of a Sakshi. Sakshi, so Sakshi has no dimension, and therefore it is Brahman, and therefore all the minds are non-separate from all the knowers, basically, and all the known, and all the knowledge, all the cognitions, basically. I am a witness consciousness for all that. Basically, I illumine the people think I illumine the mind. You illumine knower. Very knower resolves and knower arises, you know. Please understand this. So, you should not have this kind of confusion. And of course, you arrive at through ultimately, in Drsya Viveka also, we can do that. I am a knower, and all these thoughts, etc., and the external world is known, and etc., etc. But then knower also, you should go further. Knower is by nature knowledge, consciousness. And thereby you can arrive. That is also you can do. Or else all the thoughts, aham vritti, idam vritti, whatever the thoughts are there, I am witness. So, I am a witness consciousness of all the pramatas, pramanam and prameya. You can say that later. First is, I am a witness consciousness of all the thoughts. That is pertaining to one mind only. And then, further when you see into the features of this witness consciousness, this is asangam, purnaha, sachidananda, then you can say, I am witness consciousness, that is Brahman. That's a basically limitless consciousness. Witness pertaining to the one mind, but ultimately it is just consciousness. Difference between witness consciousness and consciousness is this. Not really speaking, there are two different entities. Witness, because the consciousness which illumines one particular mind, ahankara, and even other thoughts also. All are illumined by this consciousness we call witness consciousness. But ultimately that is Brahman. So anyway, Drsyanuvidya, Shabdanuvidya. So And then, well, that this Sakshi, well, you can, once you say I am illuminator of thoughts, thoughts arrive and depart, I do not. Thoughts are divided, I am not. Thoughts are confined to the mind, I am not confined to the mind. I am the Sakshi behind all the minds. And as I said, you Sarva Kshetreshu. Kshetra here is a object of knowledge. And that is all mind. So Sarva Kshetreshu, I am the witness consciousness of all the minds, you can say later. Or I am the consciousness in which all the minds, bodies, everything are sustained, are non-separate. Anyway, so this is Shabdanuviddha Savikalpak Samadhi. So in the first two stages, when I am invoking the witness consciousness, claiming myself to be witness consciousness and dwelling upon my real nature, my will and attempt are involved. Still Ahankara is there. Will is involved means Ahankara is there. Because you recall from your teaching. Let me start thinking about I am Asanga. Let me start thinking I am Satchidananda. Let me start thinking I am Purna. There is a free will. Free will. Before that, Drshyanuviddha. Let me focus on the thoughts. Oh, then who is the illuminator of thought? I am the witness consciousness who is the illuminator of the thought. So there, this is Savikalpak Samadhi, in which your free will is there, Ahankara is there. Free will means Ahankara, that's it. So that is there. So meditator is active yet Ahankara is active. The active Ahankara is the subject and subject-object division is present. What's the object right now? I mean, so-called object is witness consciousness. That object means not thinking as an object. But you are meditator and meditating yourself as a witness consciousness. In that way, object of meditation is witness consciousness, I am saying. That way. Don't think that, so we have to objectify witness consciousness. But, so this is how Ahankara is present, and this Ahankara, the meditator is present, and meditator definitely is carefully and with his will, he meditates on illuminator of the thoughts, or meditates on the various aspects of the witness consciousness. So subject-object division is as though present, prominent. And this is required because the thought does not naturally happen, but my will and effort are required. Then author says, well, when the meditator has deliberately entertained a thought for some time, well, then a momentum is caused and the mind registers the thought. Mind has a capacity to register the thought. The thought which is entertained for a length of time is automatically registered in the mind. Several examples are there. Several. You ask me the meaning of a particular word, suppose. And I think I try to recollect. For a length of time and we were talking. But then you came to know, Swami doesn't know. But anyway, so you change the topic. And then, but my mind has initially deliberated for some time to get the meaning. I tried to recollect it, but I did not get. Then we change the topic. We are talking something else. Suddenly, that meaning pops up. How? Because of my deliberation for some time, well, mind has registered that thing. And so still that thought is there. Now we are talking something else. So in a conscious mind, the sthula vritti, well, we are discussing that topic, whatever. But in the form of a sukshma vritti, it has continued and brought the meaning. So it happens. Like, I will tell you one more thing. They give a very nice example is that, initially you paddle the bicycle. Free will, right? You paddle, put effort, will and effort involved. Afterwards, well, you stop. There is no will, there is no effort. Still, it continues for some time. The bicycle runs for some time. It gains momentum. To gain a momentum, will and effort is required. Once it comes into momentum, then will and effort is suspended. Understand this. Then still it runs. So initially in Savikalpak Samadhi, there is a will and effort, both. A lot of effort. Sometimes person gets up also. Oh, I have heard so many times I am Asangha, but it doesn't come to me. So you bring teaching and these and that, or you listen again, and all will and effort. Please understand, Nirvikalpa Samadhi, we have to understand very well. So basically, mind has basically registers the thought. The other example I will give you. And suppose, this is for me actually. So I am invited for some function, and then you have to sit on the dais, and there are 6, 7 people sitting on a dais, and so all 7 invitees, and and one person did not come, so his chair is empty. But I did not pay attention. My attention is on the audience and what I am going to talk. I am very much conscious of that, what I have to talk. So my whole mind is preoccupied with that. And our audience. Oh, there is less audience and this and that. People may not like this topic or what, or this and that. And all these things. So, but during, in that function, well, I just I turned my face like that. With thinking something else, but I turned my face this side. And mind has registered a empty chair. Not consciously, just registered. After whole function is over and I went out, and then somebody said, Swamiji, so-and-so person has not come. Do you know that? I said, yes. Yeah. But in conscious mind, there was not, I have never thought that so-and-so person is not there except. It's a casual, I was looking on the dais, and mind has registered that thought. So I am able to answer, yes. If in a conscious mind I have not thought that who has not come, let me see, that chair is empty, nothing of that sort. Still, I say yes, so and so has not come. So there are various examples that to understand, well, the mind has a capacity to register the thought. The mind then dwells on the thought by itself. And the best example which I have experienced several times is a Shivaratri. Initially, in those days. At Shivaratri, I used to do Om Namah Shivaya for a length of time. And then I go out, because you have to eat. So you go out and eat. Go out, not in restaurant. You go to the dining hall and eat. Now, after 1 hour or so, you have entertained that thought deliberately, will effort. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Then you go. And now in your conscious mind, and the path to the dining hall, and that is the conscious mind. That's a Sthula Vritti. But in the back of the mind, Om Namah Shivaya continues. The moment we are not engaged externally, that Om Namah Shivaya comes back to the even conscious mind also. That shows what you entertain with the will and effort will be registered in the mind, will continue in the mind as a subtle thought. As a subtle thought, it continues. Anyway, so this capacity of the subconscious mind ultimately to stay or continue with the thought without requiring will and effort is called Sukshma Vritti Anuvritti, you can say. So that Sukshma, now it is in the form of Sukshma Vritti, that continues, Anuvritti. Anu means Paschat, means that continues. Where you don't will that such and such thought should be there. You don't put any effort that such and such thought should be there, but it continues. Anyway, many of our problems also continue like this in our subconscious mind all the time, in parallel with the conscious activity in the mind. We know very well this thing is the intimate experience of everyone. Okay? So this is the intimate experience of everyone. So many problems are there. We have entertained a thought pertaining to that problem, and now we are moving out. We have gone out, and now in a conscious mind, those activity related thoughts are there. But that problem in a subtle form continues. And as you become free, that props up again. From subconscious to the conscious. That is the thing. It comes back. And then Then again you become active. In a conscious mind, now the activity related thoughts, world related thoughts, whatever. Then again that is pushed back into subconscious. That is a subtle thought. Goes on. So this capacity of the subconscious mind is made use to our advantage in this meditation involving akhandakar vritti, I am Brahman, etc. First savikalpa should be there. This won't come immediately. You have to entertain. Shabdanuvidya, Drshyanuvidya, both. You have to entertain that. And please leave that thought right now that this is a difficult job. It is not difficult. Please understand me. I am not pushing the idea. Understand me very well. Where the word samadhi comes means immediately our mind gets blocked. That's how I have given you several examples that the mind has a capacity to register the thought and to continue the thought without will, effort, without ahankara, etc. It is there. And so let us take an advantage of nirvikalpa samadhi also. If this is, we'll see that little difference between yogic nirvikalpa samadhi and our nirvikalpa samadhi. But anyway, right now we'll go ahead. So this capacity of the subconscious mind is made use of to our advantage in this meditation involving the khandaka vritti. So when the subconscious mind takes over the meditation, well, ahankara is not now required. Will effort is not there. It becomes less prominent. So vritti will definitely continue as exactly as in a deep sleep state. Now I am comparing with deep sleep state, samadhi. And difference also I will tell you. So when the vritti continues in the subconscious mind, this triputi, oh, I am a meditator, sakshi is the object of meditation, and these are the thoughts pertaining to the sakshi that is going on in my right now. No, that triputi is absent. Meditator, object of meditation, meditation related thoughts are there, etc. All this triputi goes away. So subject-object division is not prominent now. In deep sleep state, this ajnana vritti in the form of, well, I am in a blank condition, I don't experience anything, is present. So, but ahankara is not prominent. Therefore, subject-object division also is not present in deep sleep state. In nirvikalpa samadhi also, as in deep sleep, the subconscious thought continues without triputi. Initially, triputi. Yeah. Oh, my mind is able to think. Yeah, I am a sangha, etc. My mind is able to think. Yeah, I'm a meditator. Object of meditation is a sakshi. Sakshi is a sangha. I am a sangha, etc. Mind entertains that you are aware of everything. This is a savikalpaka. Drshyanuvidya and then shabdanuvidya. But if you entertain like this, then that nididhyasanam. That nididhyasanam turns into absorption, samadhi, in which now you are not even aware, but in your mind it continues. So this is how, as in deep sleep state, the subconscious thought also continues without triputi. In deep sleep state, the subconscious thought is ajnana vritti. In the nirvikalpa samadhi, the thought is jnana vritti. What is Jnana Vritti, sir? What is that? I am Brahman, I am Asangha, I am witness consciousness, which is Asangha, etc. That continues. That's a Jnana Vritti. So anyway, so this is the difference. Both have, subtle Vritti, Sukshma Vritti, in deep sleep state and in Samadhi. But one is Ajnana Vritti and one is Jnana Vritti. Before that, savikalpa samadhi is essential. One cannot get absorbed into anything without entertaining thoughts pertaining to that thing. You initially, when you draw a painting, when you read, when you do this rangoli, you entertain thoughts. But slowly, even you forget that you are doing that painting, you are reading. You are a reader itself is forgotten. Swamiji, how do I know I am reader is forgotten? If you are not aware of time, even the place, you should understand this very ahankara. The reader is resolved. Resolved into what? Resolved into object of reading. People are resolved. Painter doesn't know that he's painting on the top of the mountain. Somebody has to tell and come and tell that, look back, it's a cliff. Painter goes and some natural, he's painting something. Initially entertaining the thought, in which I am a painter, this is object of painting, painting related thoughts, you are all aware of totally. Subject-object division. But if you continue for some time, then the subject resolves into object. Subject-object division goes away basically. Only your mind is pervaded by object of meditation or pervaded by object of painting, object of reading. So mind has a capacity to get absorbed into the thoughts or the object of the thought which you have entertained. And therefore, this is the advantage. That is called nirvikalpaka. Where you are not aware of, oh Swamiji, then nirvikalpaka means subject-object have become one. Subject-object have become, he is a painter and that is the object of painting, that's a canvas. How can they become one? I am seeing they are two. I am seeing the person is not aware. The painter is not aware of subject-object division. Please understand this. Painter is not aware of subject-object division. Reader is not aware of that I am a reader and that is the book which I am reading. That kind of a division. Subject-object division from the person's awareness goes away. Please understand this very well. Therefore, samadhi, I am trying to make you understand that this word may you not have a hatred of samadhi. Mind's own capacity. The people who do nididhyasanam for a length of time goes to this state. The nididhyasanam itself becomes samadhi. That's how in 6th chapter word samadhi is used by Bhagavan. And our other acharyas also here. Drsya Viveka is a purely Vedanta grantha. But samadhi. So we feel yogic samadhi has been taught. No. No, that's not the case. Samadhi is a word, you can gross translation is nididhyasanam. In fact, your nididhyasanam contemplation culminates into absorption. That's the thing. Somebody, that stage has not come. Don't worry. Why do you worry about that? Do nididhyasanam. This is not, for samadhi you will not have to put efforts. Samadhi is a culmination, I am saying. But then, will effort, then it is not nirvikalpaka. Savikalpak samadhi, that is nididhyasana. Drshyanuvidya, shabdanuvidya. Could you follow now? Drshyanuvidya, shabdanuvidya. I am witness consciousness, I am asangaha, I am this. Nididhyasana. That culminates into nirvikalpaka. Because of the mind's capacity to register the thoughts which you have entertained for a length of time in nididhyasanam, which is called savikalpaka samadhi. So nirvikalpaka samadhi is its outcome due to mind's own capacity to get absorbed or to register in form of a subtle thought, you can say. And the example is this deep sleep state. In deep sleep state, thoughts are there. How. Don't worry. We will talk. Right? So, no thoughts. Thoughts are there. Thoughts are there. Sthula vritti is not there. Sukshma vritti is there. Why? Why Sukshma vritti? I'll talk to you. When the inclination for this val, continuation for this akhandakara vritti, etc., here means self-awareness, take possession of the mind, then means when the mind is in the grip of Vedantic thoughts, mind does not require basically now assistance of the thought, mind does not require assistance of the Vedantic words also. So, previously the thought was made use to come to this consciousness that is called the Drsya, and then Vedantic words were used to focus on the Sakshi, to look into various features of the Sakshi, that is called Shabdanuvidya. And then, well, if you continue like that in the form of this Akhandakara vritti, I witness consciousness which is free from any division, which is thoughts have a division, I don't have any division, names and forms have a division, I am indivisible, we have seen that. So without the subject of the division, that will now continue. Such a condition is called Nirvikalpa Samadhi. Vikalpa means division in the form of this pramanam, prameya, pramata, subject, object, etc. Nirvikalpa means this divisionless state of the mind in which a mind has resolved. Conscious mind is called ahankara. That's it. That's it. Conscious mind is ahankara. And then definitely the vritti, the object vritti also will be there. Ahankara, aham vritti. That's a mind's activity. To generate aham vritti is a definitely is a function of the mind. How do you say function of the mind? That is what Tattvabodha said. Ahankara, chittam, manah, buddhi. To generate I thought. But then you said conscious mind. Definitely. If mind is active, then mind must be conscious. So conscious mind. Called dravyamsha. That is very much there. So aham vritti well definitely remains here. Then the vritti amsha goes out, pervade the object in the form of idam vritti. One mind, the function of the mind in form of aham vritti, idam vritti, etc. So anyway, this division has gone. Ahankara has resolved. If aham vritti also goes away, in deep sleep state it goes away, subject-object division goes away. Here it resolves, absorbs into object of meditation. That's it. Pramata resolves into prameya. Your mind is totally pervaded by just this sakshi called akhandakara. Nothing else. Even I am a meditator. Oh, and I am right now, yes, I am meditating upon Sakshi. Yeah, I am able to see, yes, I am Sakshi. That consciousness is not there. Huh? Please understand this. Even that consciousness also is not there. That is all savikalpaka. Nirvikalpaka means just your mind is totally pervaded by this because of a registration. So I am not aware of that, I am entertaining such a vritti. So thought continues without my being aware of it. This undistracted thought flow is compared to flame of a light. That's how here it says, Nivata Sthita Deepavat. So, well, it is compared to a flame of light which is kept in a enclosure, which is not affected by the wind. Yatha Deepo Nivatastaha Nengate Naingate Nakampate. So Upama Smrita, this is a Upama. Upama, this is a simile given like the flame of light which is not non-flickering. Same way, this thought, undistracted thought flow is like this. That's how even yogic people also have a very beautiful state. First is a focusing. Pratyavaya dharana. Dharana means focusing. You try to hold object of meditation. Try to hold. Again goes back, goes to some other direction. Again you bring it. You try to entertain. Try to entertain that thought. And dhyanam, you try to retain that thought. Then samadhi. That's what it is. Dharana, dhyana, samadhi. That is also. But our meditation is through this, through Nididhyasana. Savikalpaka, Drashyanuvidya, Shabdanuvidya, etc. Some advertisement props over here. Anyway, so such a flame does not flicker. Similarly, the mind in Nirvikalpa Samadhi remains in an undistracted thought flow. Vidyaranya also, Bhagavan talks in 6th chapter. Vidyaranya talks of this Samadhi, Nirvikalpa Samadhi, in the 1st chapter of Panchadashi. So go back and see there. Okay? Vidyaranya there adds a note. We have to see that. That in Nirvikalpa Samadhi, the meditator is not aware that he is entertaining this thought that I am Brahman, etc. Vritti. To entertain means there is dhyanam in yogic people. Or in our case, it is Savikalpa Samadhi. But without you entertain, still I am Brahman will, that thought continues, undistracted, without your will, effort, etc. Well, then you are exactly like in a deep sleep state. In a deep sleep state, it is a blank. So, but then Vidyaranya raises this question that how does one know that the vritti was present or not in Nirvikalpa Samadhi? Suppose vritti is present, Swamiji. If vritti is present, then we should not call it as a Nirvikalpa Samadhi. So, why it cannot be said that the Nirvikalpa Samadhi is a thought-free state? That's how they say. Nirvikalpa means no thought. Thought means aham vritti, idam vritti. That is only. So Nirvikalpaka, no division. So subject-object both should not be there. Subject-object both should not be there. And subject-related thought, aham vritti, object-related thought, idam vritti should not be there. Means Nirvikalpa Samadhi means thoughtless state. Vidyaranya asked a question. Whether the thought is there or not in Nirvikalpa Samadhi. Hey, in a deep sleep state, it is not a Nirvikalpaka. There is no thought free. There is no thought free deep sleep. What are you talking? Deep sleep is thought free. No. If that is not thought free, then why Samadhi should be thought free? First answer is there is no thought free state. Even assuming the Samadhi state is thought free, it is a useless state of mind because there is no knowledge. Thought free state of a mind is not valued in Vedanta. So this Nirvikalpa Samadhi that Vedantin talks about is a akhandakara vritti anuvritti. Unflickering. That's how I said, this is better to say. The very ahankara pramata, the meditator here, dhyata, resolves into dheya. People who are watching, I think soccer, American football, or who are watching the cricket in India, or who are watching the Wimbledon, they have this experience of getting absorbed into object of watching. To the extent they don't know what is the time and what is the position of their sitting. Sometimes person is sitting just on the edge of the chair because it's a last over cricket. This is, you ask me, Svanubhava. Literally, 1 over, 7 runs. If you do it, then you will be world champion, World Cup. Ayyo. As if you and that cricketer are not two. Honestly, I am telling you. The cricketer who is batting and myself, subject, object, I am one who is watcher and he is one who is watched. They are not. He plays as though I am playing. Oh, and there is no ball. Next ball, he could not take any run. My God, 4 balls, 7 runs. Even though he is a cricketer, I am the one who is watching the cricket naturally. But in my mind, subject-object division has gone. I have totally identified with that. My mind, the watcher's mind, the watcher is resolved into that. Totally identified with that cricketer. That's what. This is called an absorption of the mind. So this is absorption of the mind is the capacity of the mind. It's a facility given to the human being. He should utilize this here also. So Nirvikala Samadhi that Vedanta talks about is this Akhandakar Vritti, Aham Brahmasmi Vritti, Anuvritti, without entertaining. Entertain Ahankara, will, effort. Swamiji, don't repeat. I will repeat because this Nirvikala Samadhi is a grey area. Very, very grey area for Vedantins, I'm telling you. Most of the people do not know the difference between Nirvikalpa Samadhi and Nididhyasanam based absorption. They don't know. They either criticize Nirvikalpa Samadhi or that is all yoga. No. Please understand it. It's our Samadhi is a result of ultimately Shravan Manan Nididhyasanam. Nididhyasanam in which you dwell upon the teaching, you replay the teaching based on Shravan Mananam. Clarity also is there. So that is so you entertain, try to entertain, will, effort, everything is there. Then you automatically get absorbed. That is our Nirvikala Samadhi. Akhandakar Vritti, Aham Brahmasmi Vritti, Anuvritti continues. Anyway, so how does one know that the vritti or thought is present in Nirvikala Samadhi? Vidyaranya says that the situation in Nirvikala Samadhi is similar to the deep sleep condition. After waking up from the sleep, one says that he did not experience anything in sleep. That's enough. That's a recollection. Recollection is based on experience. No experience is possible without vritti, thought. No experience. Give me one experience without thought. Just enumerate one experience without thought. If you have experience, definitely it is in the form of a vritti only. That only will be recollected, right? So basically, after waking up from the sleep, one says that he did not experience anything in sleep. From that statement, experience of absence of everything, right, must be registered in the mind, in the sleep. In the mind, it is registered in what form? In the form of thought. So, which is a sukshma vritti. We call avidya vritti. We call ajnana vritti, avidya vritti. Because the mind has resolved. Anything resolves into its karanam. And therefore, we know also that a whole thing becomes blank. Whole thing is nothing but ignorance in the deep sleep. So it's Ajnana Vritti, Karana Sharir Vritti that we call. We discussed this in first chapter of Panchadashi. Sukshma Vritti. It's very different from your Sthula Vritti of a conscious mind. So anyway, that is why one is able to recollect the experience of the non-experience upon waking up. So that recollection is the proof of presence of vritti or a thought in a sleep. Similarly, the recollection that I am Brahman, vritti, after one comes out of the samadhi, proves the presence of a Aham Brahmasmi vritti in a Nirvikalpa Samadhi, where at that time you are not aware. If you are aware, then subject-object division. Oh, I am aware that I am Brahman. That thought, I am able to retain that thought. Oh, I am Brahman. Then division, pramata, dhyata, dhye, etc. division is there. That's not Nirvikalpa. Even that awareness goes away. So, basically, that's how we say subject-object division resolves. Subject-object division resolves means subject resolves into object. Object of meditation. That is here Sakshi, I am Sakshi, etc. You are not aware that your mind is entertaining this thought right now. So vritti that after comes out of samadhi also proves the presence of a vritti in a nirvikalpa samadhi. So continuation of this thought flow in nirvikalpa samadhi is not known at the time of samadhi. But it is well definitely inferred from the recollection. Once you come out of the samadhi, like the way you recollected after waking up, that you did not experience anything. There was an absence of everything. You did not experience anything. Means you experienced the absence of everything in the deep sleep state. But you are not aware at that time. Once you get up, you become conscious, then you are aware. Same way from in samadhi you are not aware that oh, my mind is entertaining, retaining this thought, oh, I am Brahman, I am Brahman, I am Brahman. No. Entertainment, savikalpa samadhi. But after entertaining for some time, mind absorbs into that object of meditation. Oh, yes, Sakshi, I am Brahma, I am Sakshi, etc. Well, that is Nirvikalpa Samadhi. But once you come out of the Samadhi, well, in a conscious mind again, you definitely say that you experience that you are Brahman, etc. Thus, the thoughts are present in subtle form in Nirvikalpa Samadhi. That's what Vidyaranya says. Nirvikalpa Samadhi also has a thought. Example he gives is a deep sleep state, which is called Nirvikalpa. Subject object division is not there, yet vritti is there. Sukshma. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.